Welcome to Free Soul Awakening, the podcast that invites you to liberate yourself from conditioning, fear, and self-doubt. And remember that your soul was never meant to be caged. It was meant to be free. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Free Soul Awakening, or welcome if you're here for the first time. My name is Ashley. I'm an evidential medium. Today, as always, we have my co-host, Hannah, who we're still working on a nickname.
Yes.
Still working on a nickname. For some reason, Clyde came to in my head. Yeah. When I was trying to think of a
You'll be
nickname.
Bonnie and I'll be Clyde?
No, you'll
Oh.
just be Clyde.
All right, I can be Clyde.
Just Clyde. But I don't like that. So, but it did come in my brain when I was trying to think of a nickname. I was like, Clyde. Okay, so I'm very excited because today we have. I'm just gonna talk you up, Rana.
Yeah.
A great psychic medium, one of the best. Listen, great friend, Ronda Thorpe. Yay!
Thank you.
And Rhonda, tell the people where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on my website at rondathorpe.com. You can find me on Instagram. I think it's modern spiritualist _ Ronda Thorpe. I'm on TikTok under Ronda Thorpe. And I'm here in San Diego. So
Wow.
Ooh.
not so sunny today, San Diego.
I was gonna say it's not sunny there today.
Yeah.
Listen, can't
Yeah.
enjoy the sun without
Nope.
the rain.
Right?
That's true.
I like the rain. I like it.
I do
We don't get it
too.
often. Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. The only reason I like it now is because it snowed, and my car it has been so salty, and so it just cleaned my car.
Same.
So now I don't. Now I don't have
Nice.
to take my car to the car wash.
Free
So-
car wash.
Free car. Okay, guys. So today we're gonna talk about one of my favorite topics, free will. And I saw Rhonda. Did you post something about free will? And I was like, Rhonda,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah. I love talking about free will. Yeah.
So do I. I always think, since my spiritual awakening and stuff, I know we have a set path and kind of our life path and, destiny and stuff, but how much free will do we really have? And that question haunts me. It haunts me because I know we have free will, but how much? And if we go off course, and if our guides and our higher selves are directing us this way and we go this way a little bit, is that still going to take us back towards our destiny? Or can we forge another path? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So I like to believe, and I think that that we come here with this idea and understanding of some obstacles or a goal of our soul's evolution in some way. And I think that we're placed with these different pathways throughout that we can take. Now, we can take the long route or the short route, and most of us probably take the long route. And I do think that some of us never even get to that, which then I think we carry over into probably our next life. But I think that the goal always stays the same. Now, the challenges might become different depending on our free will and the choices we make. But I do think that the end goal is always the same. Yeah, just the path could change. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm similar on that too, because I think to like, let's say my first relationship. Let's say we were meant to break up, right? And we did. But free will, I mean, I could have stayed. And how much would that have changed? Or if you look at somebody who, I mean, it's kind of drastic, but someone who's in a domestic violence situation where they want to leave, but they can, and I guess they have the free will, but they're staying, and then maybe something happens and they, unfortunately pass from that situation. It's like, well, I don't really think that was their life path, but that,
Yeah.
where does
I
the
agree. That's the detour of the free will of choosing to stay. And then if you want to dive a little deeper, we have to think about the other parties involved, the upbringing of both
Yeah.
people, the abuser, and what, the free will that that person has also used. And then, the person choosing to not stay and what was their upbringing that is the challenges that they're not overcoming throughout their life that
Yeah.
would give them the strength to overcome that.
Yeah.
It could be that there was like the obstacles were there because their lesson was to overcome that and they just couldn't quite get it. I
Oh,
mean, what you're saying is true. I've literally witnessed someone very close to me hold like never overcome the things that they were probably meant to the very end of their life. So I don't think I I probably used to would have thought that everybody comes to a conclusion towards the end, but then I
yeah.
witnessed it for myself. And so, yeah, that free will is strong. Like, you always have a choice. So,
Yeah. And yeah,
hmm
I think me and Hannah did an episode on soul growth and that our soul
yeah,
Oh,
comes here to learn lessons. And I think,
yeah,
prior to my awakening, I would have been like, yeah, whatever, whatever. I was
yeah,
so
same,
like just so human and just not even thinking about
same.
any of that. But then I look back on it and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
like we're
like
in Earth school, right? To learn
yeah,
all the lessons.
yes.
to
And our
learn all
souls
the
wants
lessons.
to come here to learn all
Hmm.
these shitty experiences,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I look back at some of those things that weighed me down so much when I was younger, and I don't think I would change a single thing now because it's what made me grow, and evolve into who I am now. I survived.
Yeah.
So, um, I can find gratitude in those moments, whereas I used to not be able to. So,
Yeah. I was talking to someone today about soul growth and learning lessons and stuff like that. And I was talking to her about it at work because I was saying, our soul, not to get into reincarnation, but our soul reincarnates
Mhm.
to learn different lessons in this life. And I think overcoming obstacles is really important for soul growth. Like take Mac Miller. I don't know, I was thinking about him today. He
me too.
overdosed at 26, I think, and
Mhm.
so talented. And his soul was, I think meant to overcome addiction and now he's probably going to have to come back and try to overcome that again.
Mhm.
So it's like where, I don't
Mhm.
know.
But I do kind of want to add to that. I mean, I know that we're going in a different direction than free will here,
Yeah,
but so I won't stay in this lane for too long. But having a brother who also died from an accidental overdose, I
Mhm.
do believe. Well, we're in constant communication, me and Carl, right? And
yep.
and
Carl.
he's doing work over there in like a
Yeah.
really big way that he's helping others. One, we work together, but he's also helping others and other souls over there. And I think also here as well that I think it's helping his soul heal and maybe taking the brunt of some of that work or what he couldn't overcome on Earth's side. So,
Yeah.
hmm
Totally. Totally.
hmm
I always forget we also do work, once we pass
yeah,
and continue to grow on a soul level until yeah,
hmm
until we reincarnate.
we
That
do.
is news to me.
Yeah.
I love that though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we do, we do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Rhonda
cool.
Rhonda's brother's funny. I feel like I've read him a couple times and
You have.
yeah, he
He's a
comes through pretty
character.
strong.
Yeah,
Oh, you've
he's a
read
He
Rhonda's
character, he's
brother?
fun.
mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
that's
met him on
cool.
the other side, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, so
yeah.
wait, that's Carl.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
Mhm.
Carl.
cool.
Mhm,
Cool, cool, cool.
Mhm.
I like that. That's so
Mhm.
cool.
yeah. He's a strong communicator, and he's
Yeah.
got a real funny attitude, real funny,
Yeah.
side to him, so
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
He's so fun. He's so fun to channel.
Mhm.
Oh, free will trips me up.
Yeah, because it leaves you
Trips
wondering,
me up.
is every single thing I do, like, is that predetermined, predestined, or is there like a broad syllabus of like, oh, throughout your life, these are the goals you will accomplish type
Yeah.
deal, or like, oh,
Mhm.
this is the rough path of where you'll go on, but you'll have side quests type thing. Like
Mhm.
what's like Rhonda, tell me more about that. Like what?
I think all of those things are true. So I think that there's
Really?
this beautiful balance between trusting your intuition, you know, receiving messages from your higher self and creating your own free will, and also choosing to go down the paths that are meant for you by feeling, you know, by
Mhm.
Yeah.
learning to trust that intuition versus following your ego to go down more challenging paths, you know? So I think that I think it's finding the balance. I think that both exist simultaneously in some really crazy way.
I knew it. I
Yeah.
swear. I was like,
I don't think that there's any wrong moves.
yeah, like, I think I really like the way you approach that topic because I'm always thinking like, well, I can choose to like cut my hair randomly one day, or
Mhm.
I can choose to dance around my house in my bathrobe. But am I choosing to go to work every day, or is that like, oh,
Yeah.
you're just supposed to go to work every day?
Well, that's tricky because we live
Yeah.
here and we have to make money to live. I mean,
Yeah.
so that's the human experience. But you could choose to maybe do some kind of work that allows you to dance around in your living room naked
That's
and
true.
can, I
Same.
mean, you know, and then
I
free
love
will comes in.
I
Make
like
some
that
money that way. I don't know.
perspective.
I think people do make money that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I do really like that perspective of like, unfortunately, we are humans and we do have to bid into like societal exchange.
We do.
However, we do have the free will to pick how we bid into that societal exchange.
Yeah.
I like that perspective. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I love learning new things.
Also, coming from, a psychic's perspective, it's interesting because when people go get readings and want to know what's coming up or what's going on, also we have to be mindful that energy can shift and energy can
Yes.
change. So if a psychic is telling you, "Oh, you're going to meet the love of your life in 6 months," and then you don't and you're like waiting and that 6 months comes and you're like, "Okay, where is this person?" It's because maybe the energy shifts. Maybe it's not the right
Exactly.
time. Maybe it was six months prior or something. And I think
Mhm.
people hold what psychics say, like hold on to it for dear life. Like, okay,
Yeah.
in 6 months. And it's not that the psychic is wrong. That's the information they're presented at the time. But,
Exactly.
energy is always shifting. So,
Yeah. And that's that post that I think you were talking about. I made a video about that because, you know, no one can really predict the future. Like, it's not set in stone. I don't care who you are,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because of free will. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think that we have a due diligence in who we are in our work and as psychics to say that out loud and talk about it because it's not talked about enough. And, you know, just to bring something up that happened a few months ago, I don't know if you guys saw this, but like Kim Kardashian didn't pass the bar. And then they went to this clip. Yeah, she didn't pass
No.
to be a lawyer or something or whatever.
Oh,
And they went to
Okay.
this clip in the show where she's like, you know, telling all her family, "Psychics aren't real, they're full of shit, and they're this and they're that," and, you know, whatever, and it's like, "Oh, girl, I mean, you still gotta put the work in, you know, and maybe
exactly.
time is linear on the other side, right? So,
Hmm.
maybe you will pass the bar, but maybe it wasn't this time.
Yeah,
So, who's at fault here? Like, your free will,
exactly.
or are you gonna blame those same psychics when you pass it a year from now? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, but,
Totally.
what a shame to blame, you know, and to do that collectively because it in this kind of work, there's already this notion that we're scammers or
Yeah,
that, you know, because there are so
there
many. So
are.
people have to do their
Yep.
due diligence in that. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But we
Mhm.
have to I feel like I have to make people aware that I can read your energy in the moment, but due to free will, that can change. And so if I say, like you're saying, like if I say you're going to meet the love of your life at the grocery store next week, but you decide not to get out of your bed all week long, well,
Yeah.
you've just changed your circumstances. You changed
Yep.
the trajectory of what could have happened, you know? So,
Yeah. Me and Hannah, I think, talked about that. We did a manifestation episode, and it's kind of similar. If
Mhm.
you're manifesting the love of your life or new job, you can't just sit around and not not put the
Yeah.
work in. You have to work
Yeah.
with the universe. You have to work
Yeah.
with your guides. We're kind of we're co-creating our life
Yes.
with the universe. So ask and you shall receive, but also you do have to put in the work. So you can't, if you want a new job, yeah, the universe may put that, even if you're looking at Indeed, there may be a job where you just feel so connected to it. And that's your guides being like, "Hey, this is it. Apply for it. Like, let's go." But if you're just not looking for a new job and just thinking it's going to show up, and maybe it does,
Yeah.
right? Maybe it does show up, but you got to put
Yeah.
in the work.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just I think like the societal bid for exist existing, like you can't just say, I'm gonna go take the bar exam and, my psychic told me I will pass it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Because like there is no such thing as just, well, this is what's meant for me and I don't have to do anything and this will just be granted to me. Like you do have to, like Ashley said, like work with the universe, put in that work, and like yeah, like you do feel this like pull to do something, but without adding to the equation, you're going to get a different result than expecting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna be taking that detour. And that's why I think about free will so much. Because I've been to psychics that have told me, things are gonna happen in my life. And before I even know about it. And then they happen and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But had it gone a different way, or,
Mhm.
had I chosen something different, so it really does make me think that in my opinion, we don't have as much free will as we think.
That's an interesting perspective.
For me,
Mhm.
for me, like,
Yeah.
I just don't know if I have as much free will. I know I have free will, but I think or maybe I just listen to my intuition and listen to my guides and where they
That's what
wanna.
I think it is. I think you're
Yeah,
just so aligned and connected that you feel like you don't have any space or have any
true.
room to have as much free will or that wiggle room because you're so aligned and in tune.
Yeah.
But you do. I mean, and you could probably see where you've grown in those areas from when you were not awakened and in the way that you are now
Totally.
spiritually versus now, that
Yeah.
you were probably I mean, well, I can only speak from me, but like in my younger years, flailing because I was taking all these, trying out all the bad choices and the wrong choices, right? All
Yeah.
the not great pathways. I took the long
Yeah.
route, but so that's probably why you feel that way. But it's there.
That's true. That's true. I
Mhm.
always say, we might know what's best for us, but we don't really, like, our guides know what's best for us. So I
Mhm.
try to really just kind of say, okay, well, something's happening in my life, just kind of go with it, because I'm like, hey, this is either going to help me grow or put me in a position that, obviously it's going to get better,
Yeah.
or help me overcome obstacles. So, I guess in my
Yep.
mind, I'm like, well, I don't have free will because all this stuff's happening, but I'm just kind of let go, let God kind of thing. Just,
Well, it's
okay.
also surrendering too, right? Surrendering and
True.
allowing it to flow, allowing
Yeah.
it to happen how it's meant to. Because, like I said, I don't believe that there's really any wrong moves. You either learn, like you said, you learn something from it, or you're on your path and you uh, make it there. So, I think when you have that outlook, it changes. That perspective changes everything.
Yeah. Totally. I think just the connection to, I mean, I'm sure all of us have strong connections to our guides or past loved ones or
Hmm.
whatnot. So, I'm just like, okay, this is my path. Like, I don't know the end goal, but I think all of us are, well, I think all of us do have some type of destiny or finish line that we're trying to get to. Even for like you said, Rhonda, for like a soul evolution standpoint. Um, or whatever we're supposed to end up doing as long as we
Hmm.
follow our intuition and follow our gut. And do you think free
Yeah.
will is like ego based a little bit?
Yeah, I think we could look at it that way. Yeah. I think that, well, I think our ego is, I think you could. right? With free will, depending if you're choosing to, like if fear is holding you back, because your
Yeah.
ego is based in fear, right? Like
Sure.
your ego wants to tell you, you can't get that job. You won't meet the love of your life. You're not going, all the things that kind of bring you down. Your intuition's going to tell you all the things to lift you up. Unfortunately, because of our life circumstances, a lot of us will dip more into our ego as opposed to listening to our intuition. So, I mean, yeah, I think that free will comes into play, and we might take that ego path more than our trusting our intuition,
Yeah.
which maybe detours us from our soul evolution. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
It's
like
hard here.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah,
Right.
Earth is very
It
hard.
is.
Earth is
It
hard.
is. Who knew, right?
Yeah. So along that same line, do you think we could use our free will too much to where we divulge completely off of our path of destiny? Or like is there like a oh, you'll always remain in this like free will destiny bubble world type scenario? Like if you were in a video game, you're only allowed to be in that map. Like, do you think like that's how free will works? Like the universe sets limitations for us, or like how do you think that works?
No, I think it's there to protect us too. I think it's there to push along. When I think of it like this, okay, this is how it's coming in. It's this feeling of like you're saying, we're in a bubble. But I think that there's also kind of like a grid or this like interconnectedness of things that we probably will never even understand as humans in this lifetime or until we're on the other side. Oh, is
Oh, that was
that
fun.
on my end?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Is that on my end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Um, but oh gosh, where was I going with that? But there's this, um, yeah, this interconnectedness that I think that when we are taking it too far with our free will in the wrong direction, it's not going towards our soul's evolution, then I think that our spirit guides come in a louder way. Our loved ones come in a louder way, like source, however you want to talk about it, to I think that we get breaks sometimes too.
Oh.
Like, okay, we're going to continue to show you this pathway of getting better. So let's say like Carl or Mac Miller probably had all these opportunities surrounded by people who loved them to try to put them on the right path, the right track. And now they can look from the other side and say, oh, I should have done that. Oh, I see how this could have changed my life in these different ways. So I think that those opportunities are always there. But yeah, we definitely can free will too much that takes us in the
Yeah.
wrong direction. I do think that they try to step in to con- contain that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
makes sense.
yeah, I was gonna
Mhm,
say I totally agree with Rhonda.
mhm.
And I think our spirit guides do step in and they're like, "Hey, okay, that's
Yeah, I
enough."
think they're like, "Come on already. No
Yeah.
judgment, but let me
Yeah.
help you out, girl," you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so then I
Yeah.
suppose like if like because Mac Miller overdosed, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So like if someone survives an overdose, that's like the universe giving you a second chance of like, hey,
Mhm.
maybe we need to get back on this path. Yes, you are using your free will, but hey, there are better things out there destined for us type thing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Oh, that's so
And,
cool.
yeah, I think so. And I think that the people who do, um, overdose and then stay on this side, I think that they're probably presented with, like, yeah, the opportunity, not
Mm.
just by source, but also their own free will of choosing to, like, I'm not done yet. I want to try again, and that's what I think. That's my belief,
Yeah.
but, or what, and the understanding that I've received from the other side.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's so
Yeah.
comforting.
Yeah.
Mhm. I think I was watching an episode of Coming Home and some lady was describing her near death experience and she went through something and then became like a really bad alcoholic.
Oh no.
And I think she had her NDE and then came back and then she started using again.
Oh.
And she was using drugs and alcohol and she ended up getting like struck by lightning and she heard from, I guess, her guides or a past loved one, whoever it said to her, "This is your last chance." and she
Wow.
ended up getting sober. So
Yeah,
if you think about it like that, is that
I
your guys
believe
are like,
that.
"Hey, this is it. You get
Well,
one more shot," and
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that goes back to what you guys were saying earlier about the co-creation, Ashley, when
Mhm.
you're like, well, we're working together, even with like the manifesting. I think that's kind of in the same realm that you're speaking of. It's like
Yeah.
we have to, like, yeah, like we're going to give you one more chance, but get it together,
Yep.
And so, yeah, that's really profound,
Yeah.
when you think that,
Mhm.
when we think of other people who only we might think only had one chance. Really, though, how many did they have? Or maybe it was in
Exactly.
different circumstances.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I think a lot of people, at least a lot of, I think, unawakened people will say,
Mhm.
they don't realize that they're not alone. They don't realize that they actually
Mhm.
have whoever they want to say, God, the universe, our guides, past loved ones that are actually helping, and they can help if we
Yeah.
ask for help. So, and our guides, their purpose is to help guide us
Mhm.
down our path, like our life path. And, if you believe in soul contracts and that we sign things before we reincarnate, and we're like, okay, this is kind of our life. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to die, and our guide's job is to guide us down this path. And it's our job to listen to our intuition and to listen to our guides and keep going, but with the use of free will. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
comforting from, my perspective anyway. I wish everyone knew. I
I know,
like
me too, right? No, I agree, and it's
yeah.
yeah. But the thing is that you have to meet people where they're at, and only the
Yeah.
people who um, are open and
Yeah.
willing, and their awareness is open will understand it to that capacity. But yeah,
True.
and it can be a lonely road too,
Oh
right?
God.
Like, yeah, it can be a
Yes.
lonely road. That's why it's good to find your people, your community.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. It's good to have, a little spiritual community because,
Mhm.
even when you first awaken, yeah, I was very lucky to have a friend that was a psychic medium. And she was like, "Girl, you're a medium." And I was like, "Nope, I don't do that. I don't do this."
Uh-huh.
But if I didn't, like, I don't know who I would turn to. Like, and I
Same.
manifested a lot when I had my awakening. I was like, I want a mentor, or I want, a group. I started going to circles, I found a mentor, found another mentor, and it just like spiraled from there. But yeah, yeah, went off
Mhm.
track a little bit. But
No, yeah, no,
yeah,
I think it all loops around to the same
yeah,
thing, right? So, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And going back to what you were saying, Hannah, like I think about like karmic relationships
Mhm.
and how they're so toxic. But if you think about it, it's like yeah, I think your guides are like, hey, and your higher self is like, hey, we don't want to be here. This is not where we want to be. We're supposed to learn. Let's get out. But your free will, ego conditioning, trauma, whatever it may be, is keeping you in that relationship. So it's your job to go, hey, this isn't good for me. Let's go. And this is when sometimes your guides can come in because how many toxic relationships end and then, or the one's cheated and goes off with the other girl because the guides are like, oh, but this is enough. Enough is enough. This is,
Yeah.
you're only supposed to be with them for this amount of time. Now we have to come in, put somebody else in their path because you won't learn. And then
Oh,
that's when you get another karmic because they're like, okay, learn.
like
Let's
an overdue
go.
library book.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. That's so
Yeah.
interesting. So, like, when your guides
Yeah.
realize they can't interfere in your life right now and you're not getting it, they start interfering in the lives around you. Oh, that's a really
I do think that
interesting.
too.
Yeah.
I believe that too.
Oh, I had
Yeah,
never
I
heard
think when you're
that.
just not getting it, I think that
Mhm.
eventually, yeah, like I think that they might they'll take it from you, or something so big will happen that you have no choice, or
Mhm.
like if you can't leave the toxic relationship, they leave you. If it just goes
Yeah.
on and on, it's not for your highest good and you're just not getting it, then I think they leave you or they give you no choice. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a
Interesting.
situation that was my second relationship, but the one I was talking about earlier, We were young, but it was not good. Like it was very toxic, and we were together for like 2 years. And I know looking back was not for my highest and best good, not for her highest and best good, but she ended up seeing this other person, and she was like, "Peace." And I was like, "Hey, wait," and I felt like my whole world
Mhm.
just was gone. But looking back, I'm like, that was my guides being like, "Holy moly, wake
Yeah.
up!" Like, they're like, "She's not getting it. We gotta." So they, put somebody else in her life so we can separate officially and kind of move on to other people and other lessons. I have a lot of lessons, I guess, in relationships. Boy,
Me too.
it's like,
Girl, my husband and I have been together for 20 years, but before
wow,
that, I mean,
yeah,
I had bad relationship after bad
yeah,
relationship. I think I was, due to like my own personal traumas growing up,
sure,
like
yeah,
maybe addicted to bad relationships. I don't know. I just couldn't quite get it. And it was every looking back, every one of those toxic relationships contained the same toxicity, the
mm,
same issues, cheating and just other things. And yeah, looking back, I'm like, what once I was like, I want to get off this roller coaster. I'm done, and
yeah,
I just focused on myself. I was a single mom. The right person came along, and we've been together. But
yeah,
I had to choose me, right? Like I
Mhm.
had to grow and be like, I don't need validation from a partner.
totally.
Like I need, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. And so yeah,
Mm,
same here.
yeah. That's what happened to me. I was with somebody in 2022, the beginning of 2022. We were together for like 5 months, and I always had someone. Like I always had someone. I was just coming out of a divorce and 8-year marriage, and that was great. Like I have nothing bad to say about her. She's great. She's a great mom. And then I started dating after that, but I always had someone back to back to back. And so I started dating this person, and it was just so bad. Like it was so bad. I was like, holy shit. And at one point I was like, I can't be in this anymore. And I started to choose me, and I didn't have a backup. I wasn't on dating online. I wasn't anything. I broke up with her, and 2 days later I had like this huge awakening, and I was like, ah, okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
there it is.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a similar experience. So, not similar of like, I don't know. But so when I was in high school, I was in an abusive relationship for almost 2 years. And um when we finally left, he was like, "Well, let's get back together." So I got back together with him, and he's like, "Well, we should break up again." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." And then he came back to me and was like, "I think I want to try again." And something in me was like,
Um,
"Don't do it.
mm,
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it." And I literally like felt like it wasn't my free will. It was like I was being guided like a puppet
Yeah.
of like, "No, I'm not doing this anymore," and just made me walk away from him. And I remember like sitting down and being like, "What did I just do? Oh my gosh." But I'm free. I can go do
mhm,
whatever I
Yeah.
want now. So I feel like had I chosen my free will, I would have still been limiting myself in what was possible for my life because I totally would have gone back to him and been like, yeah, okay, let's try one more time. And that probably would have been like, very honest, the death of me physically. But because I was guided, I was able to then like open my eyes and have this awakening of like, oh, there's so much more meant for me. I'm good.
yeah.
It's
I'm
a really cool feeling.
I'm so glad that you shared that story because it puts into perspective
Mhm.
of that free will isn't always for your highest good. And I think
Mhm.
that like people mistake that. And it's kind of the thing. It's like the when we aren't healed in ourselves, our free will take us down those paths. And so it's really beautiful that you recognized or listened to your intuition, you received those messages, you surrendered, you trusted, you did all the things you were supposed to do. and you didn't allow your free will to take over, like it's really beautiful story. That's cool that you shared. So,
Yeah.
Thank
mhm. Sorry not
you.
to be too whatever, but for real, like
Yeah,
No.
no.
it's a really
Yeah.
good message.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I th I hadn't heard that take on that story before, and I like that view on that because, like, I think everyone thinks, like, "Oh, humans have free will," and it's mostly a positive thing, but at the same time, we can overuse that, and that's a negative thing. But as you've drawn attention to, like, I think sometimes free will is literally just it's a limitation of knowledge and possibilities of like, well, my free will is only going to let me do this. But if you literally just change directions, you realize that you have a lot more
Yeah.
free will than you thought you did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so
It's
cool.
like, does this feel good to you?
Yeah. Mhm.
Thanks for opening my eyes on that.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's so cool because it's all in all different aspects of your life. It's not just free will to get a job or to get a relationship. It could be to get out of a relationship. I mean, it's so versatile, right? I mean, so yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
I love
awesome.
free will.
Me
Yeah.
too. I also love
Um,
being guided sometimes, though. Like, just make my
Yeah.
decisions for
yeah.
me. I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of got it all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think we're always
Yeah.
guided, and then our free
Mhm.
will comes in based on our own life experiences. So, we're born into this world, and then we're born to parents who have their own shit, right? That whatever, and all this stuff, and then that molds us into being who we are, and then our free will, I feel like, is based on how we grow up. I think that like our childhood always plays a part in those different scenarios and circumstances as adults.
Totally.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, so I think our free will a lot of times works against us as opposed to for us.
Yeah. I think that's why it's so important to listen to your intuition. And how
Mhm.
does this feel? And like you said, Rhonda, is this something that's coming from fear or does it
Yeah,
feel good? Is this,
Mm.
where do you feel it in your body? How does it
Mhm.
make you
yeah,
feel?
Mhm.
It's really important to sit with that and figure where it's coming from before you make a
mhm,
decision. Like, okay, I'm making this out of fear or I'm making this because it feels good. This is the right thing to do.
yeah,
Super important.
I like
yeah,
that.
and 2, I also wanna say, just a little story here, but we always I feel like we get signs, right, that
Mhm.
guides
Totally.
us and directs us. So just a tiny little story, and you can edit this out if you want, but, so,
Never.
like a few weeks ago, we were on a whim, decided that we're renters. We still rent our home, and, we were gonna move into, like, a new condo, and one of the signs that I get from the universe is my birthday, 429. I see it all the time, every day on license plates. You would think that San Diego is full of 429 on license plates. It's insane. Anyway, we go to this apartment or this condo, and there's literally a car sitting in the driveway. The license plate has 429 on it. And I'm like, ooh, this is a sign. This is it. We need to move in here. And throughout that week, we were approved, whatever, offered the place. Throughout that week, both my husband and I started feeling like, I don't know. Now I had to
Mhm.
guess, like, is this fear coming in? Like, is this my ego fear coming in? And then I had to sit and get really honest with myself on like, why are we moving? Like, why did we even choose to do that? Like, and ultimately we decided against moving. We used our free will and chose not to. I think we would have been fine if we had, but honestly, I don't know that we would have been as happy, or I don't know. I don't think that I had to take that avenue. There was nothing pressing
Yeah.
to do so. So rather than following what typically would be a big sign for me, we chose not to. All the things we loved about the place had like also a negative to it.
Mm.
And we're like, maybe we'll just stay where we're at. So time will only tell if the right choice
Yeah.
was to stay because something better comes along, or if maybe that scenario was placed to teach me the lesson of not moving, not thinking it through and whatever. I
Mhm.
don't know. But
Totally.
yeah, so
I no,
we'll
I
see
love
how this
that.
turns out.
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
love that. Yeah, I'd say that's a good thing to just go, hey, both of us were kind of thinking this isn't really
Yeah, like we
good
were
and
feeling it strongly, like, I
yeah.
don't know,
I'm wondering
Yeah.
if it was like a universe's lesson of like, just because you can doesn't mean you have to.
It
Yeah.
I'm glad that you picked that up because that's literally what we
Yeah.
felt. We felt like, um, yeah, like we were yeah, exactly, exactly. I don't
Yeah.
even have anything to add to that.
Yeah.
That's what I think
I
too,
feel
yeah.
like
Yeah.
more people need to know that, like, just because you can doesn't mean you
Yeah,
have to. Just because you can't eat a whole chocolate cake doesn't mean you
yeah.
have to eat a whole chocolate cake.
But you probably should.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. But yeah, just because like you have the free will to be able to do something
Mhm.
Yeah.
doesn't mean you have to act on that. There it's called free will for a reason. Like you can make the choice to follow through on a decision, or you can also make the choice to make a different decision or not act at all. Not acting at all is
Mhm.
also a decision. I feel like people don't
Yeah,
recognize that enough, that staying stagnant is also a valid decision.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Well, I think too, there's freedom in that decision, and that felt good
Yeah.
to us to like we're in a month to month, like that's how it works here. And we fulfilled our lease, so we're in a month to month. There's freedom in not being locked into something else. And because what if our dream home comes about and within that period of time and we decide to buy, or whatever, and we're like, then we're stuck in some year lease and, you know, I don't know, who knows? We'll see. But what I felt different in myself was that it didn't really hold any weight because I trust and surrender knowing that whatever decision I make is totally fine. Like I'm not losing sleep over should we move? Should we not move? Are we missing
Yeah.
out on opportunity?
Mhm.
Did I not follow the sign? Like, no, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
I
that's different for
like
me.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I feel like sometimes signs aren't always like, yes, do it. They're
Hmm.
just there to really make us think. You go,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
this is the universe communicating with us. It's not like, okay, hey, here's your sign, go, 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 go. It's like, hey,
Exactly.
we're here with you, but
It
think about
simply
it.
could have been like Hannah said, a sign for me to acknowledge that I have free will
Yeah.
and
Mm,
not follow that. So,
I like that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
It is cool. I love it. All right, guys.
well, I would like to say, I think, just for those that are listening and they're looking for, to receive insight from a psychic medium, like to just take into account, like what we've been talking about this whole time.
Mhm.
First of all, do the work of finding the right, that someone you can trust,
Yep.
someone that you actually see work live too. I think that's really important.
Mm,
It's one of the reasons why I do TikTok lives. I don't just make videos to talk about some of my readings because if you're providing information without context or proof to back it up. So anyway, just everyone should like do their research before they choose someone, or at least if you're doing it just casually. If you're meeting with the psychic medium just casually, at least don't allow it to hold a lot of weight in your
Yeah.
decision making and what unfolds for you. And yeah, just keep an open mind and know that you play a part in your destiny and your life and your circumstances. And if you don't like your job, like I promise you, when you trust your intuition and take the next opportunity, like that closing that door will open up something new for you. And, like you have to be active in your own life and your own free will. And you can always change that. So we're able to read the energy in the moment and give you these possible pathways.
mm.
And if you follow that, then yeah, that's why those things come true for you. And then we get lots of awesome recognition. But if you don't follow that energy, then, I
Yeah.
mean, what do you do?
Exactly.
That's
No, well said.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah. Well
beautiful.
said. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Rhonda,
Okay.
thank you
Do you want to?
so much for everything today. And yeah,
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of
It's been
course. You
fun.
can come back
Yeah.
anytime. We will talk
ye-
about
Yeah. We
literally
could talk for
anything.
hours.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, me and
Yeah.
Hannah, sometimes I have like
Mhm.
an hour and a half where I have to edit because we just ramble. Like, go
We
on.
Yeah.
do. We do.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull a card, Rhonda?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to
Let's pull a
shuffle. Let's
card.
see what jumps out at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull a card for the
All
collective.
right.
Well, Ashley,
This
go
is
ahead
the
and give your little
collective.
disclaimer.
Oh,
Oh.
the cards are a little risque, guys. So if you don't wanna, don't look at the cards. Don't put any in the comments. I already warned you.
Uh, these aren't that risky. So
Oh,
we have
okay.
the Three of Wands and the Knight of Swords here. This is
Ooh.
interesting because
Mm.
this makes me feel Knight of Swords is all about kind of urgency or like a time frame, moving towards something. Also, the Three of Wands is like knowing that there's something coming for you, something positive. It feels creative. Feels opportunity wise. So what I'm picking up intuitively is like time is of the essence. So when this
Right.
opportunity that's making its way to you divinely, when it presents itself, go for it. Like you're meant to go for it. You're meant to be decisive and in your action and how you move. Do you mind if I do a quick outcome to that?
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
You know,
What
really.
would be the outcome? I'm like, let me oh, okay. This is heavy. I love it.
Oh,
Um
it's not mine. Hannah, it's yours.
Oh gosh.
no, it's good. No, it's good. It's good. But the Eight of Cups came out, and when this card comes out, this means that the opportunity to walk away from something that no longer serves you to move into something brighter is coming your way. So you'll
Mhm.
want to take that. The outcome to that is the temperance here, pouring into
Oh.
yourself. It takes time and patience, but it'll feel so harmonious. Um, yeah, that's a really good read. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Ooh.
I like that.
I like
Oh.
that. I feel like
Claiming.
that, yeah.
Claiming.
I feel like it's very we always get a good tarot reading for, like, the
Yeah.
topic we do that
Yeah,
day. I feel like that
Mhm.
feeds into
literally
exactly what we did
Yep.
today.
100%. I was gonna say that too. I'm
Yep.
like, wow, that's really in alignment with what we've been talking about. So,
Mhm.
yeah, use your free will when that opportunity comes. Go for it. You're making the right move there. So, mm,
Wow, that was great.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys. This has
Thank
been so
you. Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Hopefully.
Well,
being
thank you so
here.
much, you guys. It was
Yeah, of
wonderful. It
course.
was
Of
so
course. We'll
fun.
have you
Yeah,
back.
I like that I learned
yeah,
a
it was
lot
great.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm
Me too. I
excited
did
for it.
too. We all did, I think.
Yeah.
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 Yay.
Yeah.
I love
All
learning.
right.
Right.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
guys.
Well, have a
Well,
good
thank you so
night.
much. We'll talk soon.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.